Hey guys, it's No Help and welcome to my March marathon where I'm going to be uploading a video every single day in March. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers, so if you can go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, greatly appreciated. On with the video. Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. If you guys like the video, make sure to smash the like button. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 15 Runelite plugins that I use all the time. There's obviously a lot more that I use, but I'm just going to be going over some random ones today that I think you guys can get some use out of that might be not as commonly known. I'm not going to be going over ones like XP Tracker and GPU or the 117 HD plugin. However, I will show the settings that I use for 117 HD because a lot of people have been asking me that down below. So hopefully you guys can get some use out of these. Some of these plugins I use all of the time, and I don't know how I would play this game without them. So let's go ahead and start the video. Alright, so most of you guys playing will have a client that somewhat looks like this, where you have the stats kind of looking like this and all of the menu sort of looking like this when you click through everything. So today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite plugins that I pretty much use all the time. I get asked about this one a lot. This one's called Interface Styles, and you can go ahead and turn this on. And these are the settings that I usually have through it. So as you can see, if I go back to the main game right now, it's going to look like it did in 2010, and this is kind of like the prime where I was playing the game, so I'm just more used to it looking this way, obviously, with just kind of the square and stuff like that more. If I go ahead and show you, so I'm going to switch it to the 2005 lookout right now. You can go ahead and make it even like look like the 2005 layout as well, so that's pretty cool. For those who played back in the day in like 2005, they might prefer this one. Or we have the even 2006, which is slightly different. If you look at the 2005, the prayer was gold, and if you switch it to 2006, we have the regular prayer here again. But I personally, here's the default, that's what it usually looks like, and this is the 2010 setup. So it switches the icons out a little bit, makes it very interesting, and definitely a plugin worth getting if you were a veteran player or if you played in like the 2010 era like myself, and just a different look, something that you're more used to. Alright, coming in at my number 2 spot is going to be a plugin called bankedXP. Basically what this plugin does is, if you go ahead to the side here, you can go ahead when you are at a bank and select a skill that you want to know how much XP you have banked. So if I go back to my bank right here and head over to, let's just go ahead and say like my skilling tab, or you know, with all of these bonds, how much cooking XP would that be? You know what I mean? So basically all I'd have to do is go to the plugin on the side right here and select cooking. And basically I can go ahead and see, and at the bottom here you could select what you want to use. So if I only want to know from those bonds, I can ignore all of the other items in here. Just right click them and click ignore. And as you can see with the bonds, we have 103 cooking banked or 21 million XP banked. If you obviously don't have 99 in a skill, it will show you the level that you'll get to and stuff like that. So it can be very, very useful to just see how much you have banked in a certain skill. If you go ahead and click on here, for example, I can see that there's 3 million XP booked or available with bonds. I can see there's 2.7 million XP with the tuna. And if I go ahead and switch it to something that I don't have 99, like herb lore, for example, as you can see, it'll show me that I have level 97 banked. And I also have some of the things taken off and stuff like that, but it will show you everything that you have banked. And I can see if I clean all these grimy torstals, that'll give me 15k herb lore. Or if I go ahead and make all of these Ceridome and brews, that's 300,000 herb lore experience. Very useful plugin, especially if you want to know how much you have banked in a certain skill. And it's really good for all the skills too. Like if we do prayer right here, it'll show that I have 93 banked, but that's not completely accurate because we're going to be using the will the altar, and now I have 96 banked. It's just such a great plugin to see what you have in a certain skill, and it's, you know, overall very, very useful. I use it all the time. This one, the next one I'm going to show you, is called Menu Entry Swapper. Basically what this plugin does is, if you go ahead and turn it on, it will switch what your things are. For example, when training prayer, you usually have to right click and click use on the dragon bone at an altar, and this can be very annoying because you might end up misclicking and accidentally burying a bone. So if I go ahead and turn this nice plugin on right now, the Menu Entry Swapper, if I go ahead and turn that on, all I have to do now is just left click each of the dragon bones. So now if I right click, the second option will be bury instead of you know, the first one. So now I can just simply go ahead and just click all of the dragon bones, kind of spam through them, and this way I will never mess up and automatically bury a bone, which would suck. You'd lose so much prayer XP. So yeah, this can be useful in a ton of different scenarios, not just with training prayer, but definitely worth checking in and getting this one. Alright, the next plugin that I'm going to go ahead and show you is the Quest Helper plugin. This is probably the most overpowered plugin that has ever been in Runelite. Basically, you're going to have to get this one from the plugin hub, Quest Helper right here. Now, it doesn't really help because I do have all of the quest points in the game, so I got them all as well before the Quest Helper came out, which is kind of a slap on the back because this is just so good. But there are still mini quests, and it also works for achievement diaries. So as you can see, I haven't completed any of the achievement diaries. So say I wanted to go ahead and complete, well, I have, but I haven't completed any of the Falador ones. So say I wanted to go ahead and complete the Falador Easy Diary, for example, I would just come down to here, the Falador, find the Falador Easy Diary, I'd click this little arrow right here. And what it would do is tell me everything that I would need for it. So in green, it means I have all of the requirements for it and stuff like that. So as you can see, I have all the requirements. It will tell you all of the items that you're going to need as well. And it will also tell you like recommended items, and it will tell you the reward for it. And then it will give you a step-by-step process on how to do this. So basically, if I look at this right now, it'll say Falador Easy Diary, use the bucket of water on the pump. So all I would need for this diary would to be a bucket. Let's see if I can do a nice step here. And to use the pump on whatever the hell. It goes in order to make it the most efficient way. And as you can see, it's literally giving me an arrow on what to do. And this works for every quest in the game. So as you can see, I just did that right now. And that is an achievement diary knocked out of the way. And next is to kill a level 1 duck. And it will literally tell you. And if you click the minimap as well, it'll show you on the minimap where to go. Super overpowered. And yeah. It's just really good overall. Alright, so the next one isn't like overpowered or anything, and people have been doing this forever with other programs, but now it is in Runelite. You can go ahead onto the side here and download the Screen Markers plugin. Basically, all this does is it makes it easier for you to know where to click on a screen if you're doing a repetitive action over and over again. So how you would do this, you would click at the plus here and click set up a screen marker. So basically right now, I would go ahead and draw a line on something that I would want to do. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to turn this off for a second and find the area that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and add a screen marker right here. And if I go back into the game for a second here, let's go for, let's see, maple logs right there. Click finish. And then from at the side, you can go ahead and edit it however you want. You can change the color of it. You can change the size of it, border thickness of it, stuff like that. But overall, it just makes it a little bit easier for you to see and remember. And I'm going to also set up another one here for the deposit all items in a bank. And even another one if you want something like here, like that. You can go ahead and drag it here. And click finish like that, something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that, but you can do this for various activities like rune crafting and stuff like that. So basically right now, I would just know that you'd also want to set one up here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now as well for this, whatever, and confirm. And then that's it. So you'd have all these lines on your screen so that it's a complete brain dead activity. So now I'd have to just click the bank quickly. I'd know where to deposit my items and stuff like that, and then I'd know to get logs back out and stuff like that. It makes it super easy. I guess you'd want to have bank fillers if you were doing this kind of fletching method, but I know that I could just click here and right away back to fletching. This one's great for rune crafting, by the way. Well, if you hate farming, you're going to hate it a little bit less with this plugin. It is called Time Tracking, as you can see on the side here. This plugin is really good for if you do consistent herb runs or birdhouse runs, or even if you want to check how your trees are doing. So basically, once you get it, it should come with Runelite as well. It's on this side here, time tracking. So you just go ahead and click that and it will open up the time tracking plugin. And you can go ahead and see, so I know right now all of my birdhouses are done. I know all of my my herbs are done. You can actually check what type they are as well. I can go for my trees and see that I don't have one planted in Varrock or the Gnome Stronghold, but in Falador and Farming Guild and Taverley, they are done. I can see that my redwood tree is going to be done Tuesday and what time it is at, and I can see I'm doing a contract for that. yeah, it's overall really good if you're getting really into farming and stuff like that. You can I can go to the main menu here and see that my birdhouses are ready, my herb patches are ready, and right from here I can go ahead and click them. And you can also do this for bush patches, grape patches, all the patches in the game. Very useful plugin to have. You can see when your Hespori is ready to fight. Overall, great plugin, and even seaweed and stuff like that. It's just amazing. Alright, the next plugin that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys is the plugin for Inventory Viewer. So basically, if I go ahead and turn this inventory viewer on, you will be able to see your inventory from wherever you are. Now, this might look a little messy and stuff like that, but you can go ahead and put this on full screen and change the size and everything like that. I'm just on fixed mode right now, so it looks a little messy. But basically, I can be in any of these little things right here and have my inventory open. Now, why is this useful? Is really useful for very niche scenarios. So for example, making molten glass, you can keep your thing on the spell book. So I can just go to my spell book right here, go back into the bank. I'd have it set up better and stuff like that, but I'd get my seaweed out again. Oops, I spelled seaweed wrong. Seaweed out again, and then I'd get my buckets of sand out again. I'd have them laid out, not like this, but I'm on the spell book again, so I don't have to see when my inventory is filling up and stuff like that. Now, why is this actually very useful? When you're picking up for example, in a niche scenario like this, where you're going ahead and picking stuff up, I don't want to have to know when my inventory is going to be filling up, so I can just see like this, like that, and I know that my inventory will have the 10 spaces available. And then I keep this on the spell book at all times. There's a bunch of niche scenarios that you can use this in, and it's pretty useful. I use it a lot when I was doing crafting and making the molten glass. Alright, so the next one's kind of self-explanatory. I'm going to go ahead to the side and show it to you. This one is called FPS Control. So basically you can set your FPS target and then an unfocused target and stuff like that. But basically if you go ahead and turn this plugin on, you can get the little thing in the corner right here that will show you your frames per second. So this way, if you are at a boss or something like that and you're losing frames, you might be able to tell, like, at the same time, I don't seem to be dropping any frames right now and stuff like that, but I can go ahead and set it for higher, for example, and go for a higher goal if I have better internet or something like that. But it can be a great thing to know if you're gonna die or something at a boss if your FPS is dropping. It's I don't use it too often, but it's pretty handy. Alright, this next one is one that I use more than I think. This one right here is called Examine. So basically, if you go ahead and examine an item, like molten glass, it'll say hot glass, ready to be blown. If I examine these blood runes right here, it'll just show me the amount of blood runes. And usually to check the price of it, you'd have to like open this little thing up and check all of the prices and stuff like that. But with this Examine plugin right here, it is very easy to just go ahead and turn this on and come back to the main game. So for example, if I want to see how much money I've made with these blood runes right here, it won't say something stupid. Like if I go ahead and examine the molten glass, you know what I mean? It'll say the thing, and then it will say as well. So if I look at these blood runes right here, it'll show me the GE average, 302 each, and the high alch value. This is super useful for Ironman to know the high alch value of the things that they're using. So I can see that the high alch value of all of these blood runes is about 77 mil, and the GE average price would be about 100 mil. So it's very useful actually. Like if you're going to elk things or something like a Slayer task, you get something like this dragon plate legs as a drop, I can go ahead and examine it quickly, and I can see that I could sell it on the GE if I was a regular account for 161k, or I could high alch it for 162k. It's a very useful plugin. I use it more than I think. Alright, if you're feeling like you want to kind of be alone, or if you, for example, just want to, if you want to be alone, or if you just are lagging a lot, or if you just want to have a clear area of something and just, sometimes if there's a lot of people, it can be very messy. I'm going to go somewhere where it's always busy, which is the Grand Exchange. Let's go here quickly, wherever the hell the Grand Exchange is. I don't go here often, Ironman, by the way. But if we go here to the Grand Exchange, as I can see, there is so many random people, and sometimes you don't even know where you're clicking. I'm trying to think of an activity that's even busier than the Grand Exchange, like Winter Todd. Winter Todd would have been a great example. There's so many people there. So there's this plugin right here called Entity Hider, and you could set up whatever you want to do. You could like hide even more things and stuff like that, but hide others is what I have checked on pretty much. And if I go ahead and turn Entity Hider on, I'm by myself, you know, chilling at the Grand Exchange by myself. As you can see, there's pets in here. I'm pretty sure we can turn that off as well. Yep, hide pets, boom. I'm fully by myself in the Grand Exchange on a pretty busy world. I'm not truly by myself, as you can see, everyone's still typing in the chat, but it just looks a lot cleaner, it's nicer, and it can be very, I wouldn't say useful, but it can be very relaxing if you're just trying to do an activity and you don't want to see other people and stuff like that. So yeah, as you can see, by myself completely at the Grand Exchange. Very nice feeling. This would be really good for something like Wintertod, or, you know, it's not like it's game changing or anything, it just is a lot cleaner and nicer to play. This next one has got to be one of my favorite plugins ever. So as you can see, it's called NPC Aggression Timer. So these lines, as you can see, these lines that are kind of on my screen, it almost looks like it's a chunk or something like from Minecraft. If I go through this line here on my screen, the line will change. Now this is the area where NPCs can be aggressive to you, as the name shows. So yeah, it just looks like this, NPC Aggression Timer, and these are the settings that I have for it. But yeah, basically all it does is it'll show you when the monsters will stop being aggressive. So say it also show you the time here. So as I can see in this border right here, the gargoyles will be aggressive to me for another 9 minutes, and then if I'm AFKing too hard, obviously, after that they will just stop attacking me, and then I will eventually log out. Now most of the time before this plugin, I would run all the way downstairs and then come back up, and then they would be aggressive to me again, but I didn't realize I could simply run just over here and this will fully reset. They'll be back aggressive for me for 10 minutes. If I just sit here, one will attack me, as you can see, and if this is running down a little bit, I would just have to run over to here and the timer will reset again, and they will eventually start just randomly attacking me again. This is super good for Slayer if you want to AFK Slayer. It's a game changer, honestly, and makes it super more enjoyable AFK. You don't have to go as far, and it's just nice to know. Okay, this one's going to be a little hard to show on the video, but it is got to be the one I use the most because I'm always using it. I love playing RuneScape in this fixed mode right here. And if you want to play RuneScape in full screen, you typically have to go to resizable like this, and it'll look weird on the video for you guys, but like something like this, and then that's how I would play the game in resizable. If I can go ahead and move the camera right here, yeah, so basically as you can see, this is what my game would look like in resizable. It would just be not in fixed mode, right? But if you want to go ahead and play in fixed mode, but in full screen, this plugin makes that possible. So basically it is called, let me just go ahead here and find it, stretched mode. Here is the settings that I have for my stretched mode plugin. And all I have to do now is put the game in full screen, and it's going to look like it for you guys. I actually just got a connection lost for some reason. Anyways, that was really weird. Basically, I am playing, as you can see, in fixed mode, but my screen is full. I wish there was like a better way I could explain this to you guys. I'm using my 27-inch monitor right now, and it looks like this for me. If I go ahead and shrink it back to the regular size for the video for you guys, that's what it looks like. It's in full on the fixed mode, but in full screen. It's awesome. That's how I play the game all the time. So right now it doesn't look like I'm in fixed, but I am in fixed. It's amazing. All right, this one is called Wiki Sync. As you can see, this is the little plugin right here called Wiki Sync. So you're going to want to go ahead and install that, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you on the wiki what it looks like. Alright, so we are on the Rune Wiki now, and as you can see, all you would have to do is type in your username here, and with the Runelite lookup, you can kind of check everything, and if you have the stats, requirements, and things like that. I found this out playing the leagues, and now I'm going to be using it all the time. So as you can see for the Elite Diary right now, if I wanted to go ahead, for example, and do the Falador Elite Diary, I can see that I have all of the requirements for it. They won't be green if you don't have all of the requirements for it. And as you can see right here as well, it will show you when you have completed a task. So as you can see, climb over the Falador western wall, little green check mark and a little green thing showing me that I've done it. So as you can see, if I looked at the easy diary, I still need to do this step number 1 where it's find out what your family crest, blah blah blah, must be complete. So as you can see, you know, stuff like that, I can tell if I haven't done them or not. For example, to kill a duck in the Falador Park, I haven't done yet. Do you remember that from the start of the video? Yeah, so I can go ahead and be like, okay, I haven't done that one, I haven't done that one, I haven't done that one. Oh, I have the requirements for all of these, but I haven't done this. It's very useful, and you can kind of see like, okay, how realistic something might be. It's just a really cool plugin to have, and whenever you open once you do it the first time, once you open up the wiki, your username will be saved and stuff like that, so you can go ahead. If you have multiple accounts, it's as simple as changing the username. Okay guys, so I ended up figuring out how I can go ahead and show you that the last plugin, the stretch mode one. So this is what RuneScape regularly looks like, right? And if I wanted to play on the mode, I'd have to change it to resizable and pump it up to full screen. But with this plugin, I can go ahead and put it on fixed like this, and then just go ahead and open it. And as you can see, I'm playing in full screen right now. I could just go ahead and close. See, the stretch mode, it will be like that, but you can go ahead and open this and it will just look fine, perfect. We're playing in the full screen on fixed. It's amazing. I love this plugin. And the last one I'm going to go ahead and show you guys for today is a plugin called Bank Tags. As you can see, this is what the bank would look like without it, the regular bank. And if I go ahead and turn the bank tags on, I have a little new thing on the side here. So I have a couple set up right now. When I was doing other skills or something very useful that I wanted to do, you know, you run out of the tabs up here and you know, you want more, you have this now. So I have a Slayer one and a rune crafting one. Basically, if I click the rune crafting run, it will show you everything that you have in this tag. So I'll show you from the start. If I want to go ahead and make a new tag, let's go ahead and call it, I guess, like video. It doesn't really matter. It would have just like a little thing here. You can go ahead and change the icon of it to anything in RuneScape. So let's just go ahead with a Santa hat. Santa hat right there, and now that will have a Santa hat. You can even do things like skill capes. Like if I go ahead and change here and put max, I can go ahead, and I don't have a max cape, but we'll put the, let's see, something very unrealistic, the Infernal Max Cape right there. Don't have this item in the bank, but if I want to, for example, put my Fury in there, you know, put my Barrow's Gloves in there, put the Ava's Assembler in there, I just go ahead and click this, and they're all right here, and it will show that they're in tab 8. As well, say I want to put some random thing in here like irit seeds as well. I go into here, it'll show everything that's I put in this little tag, but I can see that those are in tab 3 and those are in tab 8. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this now, obviously. Only tab, okay, yeah. So I have this one set up for Slayer as well, and I have my Rada's Blessing in here and just some random stuff that I would take with Slayer, right? Very easy to get to, so I don't have to go through searching all of my gear to get slayed up for the Slayer task. You can set one up for farming or whatever you like. I also have the one when I was doing rune crafting as well, because I have my energy potions nicely laid out in another tab, and I didn't want to ruin that, so I could have my energy potions, my logs that I would take to use the balloon. I'd have some Karambons for when I went to the abyss, and then I'd have all of my runes, my pure essence, and even glories. It's very useful. It just allows you to organize your bank more and stuff like that, and just be more efficient overall. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. If you went ahead and watched the whole video, go ahead and comment 117 down below. Today I'm going to be showing you my 117 HD beta plugin things. A lot of people have been saying your game looks so beautiful. Can you show me your settings? Today you can see my settings for the 117 HD plugin. So I have the winter theme turned on right now. I just think it looks better. And then I have draw distance 88. This is at times 8. It could be at times 16. I just found certain areas the game was a little slow. I have a 5-year-old computer, so it's a little slow and stuff like that. But yeah, you can go ahead and copy these settings if you like. I think the reason the game looks so good is because of the lighting and stuff like that and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, those are all of my settings for the 117 HD plugin. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and I will catch you tomorrow in the next video.